At the end of 2015, 2016 start of it, I started my recruitment business, and we have seen only 2 resignations, and we have a 90% retention rate with our clients. That means, if I look at this year, 90% of the clients that have done placements with us, they did placements with us the year before. And that pattern happened the year before that and the year before that, and it carries on going. So in an industry, i.e. in recruitment, where staff turnover is really high and there's a huge push on winning new clients and getting new business, we seem to have leaned the opposite way. And I thought I'd make this video just to talk about that, because this wasn't accidental. I can still remember having a conversation with my business partner very early on when we first started working together, and we said, like, I want to build a business that's different, something I don't want to just copy another person or anyone else, and we both aligned on this, and we identified a few things, and one of the key things was the high staff turnover in recruitment, that the number of employees that would just come and go, and we narrowed it down to a few things, like there was in some cases a poor commission structure. There was no real career progression plan for recruiters. There wasn't as much support offered. This is from a candidate generation perspective or from a training perspective. There was no real understanding of work-life balance. I still remember getting calls from a manager on the weekend asking me to do some work, or even demanding it. And then there's ultimately there was no real work-life balance. So we thought, let's just flip it all on our heads. So yeah, we, to my knowledge, and we've tried and tested this with a few Rec Directs, but I believe we have the most rewarding commission structure on the market, certainly in our industry anyway. And that proved to be true with somebody who were recently considered for an interview as well, who realised it was almost 25% more, 25% he was better off working with us. So anyway, the point being is that this wasn't accidental. Those results were not accidental, and I can see how the company will consistently year on year have some growth, because while everybody's focused on winning new clients and hiring new employees, we've put just as much, if not more, emphasis and effort in retaining both employees and clients. So when you consider all of these things, then yeah, the immediate problems that you see that are very common in recruitment companies, where the managers might even like move the goalposts for promotions and pay rises, all of those things have changed. Now all of a sudden we have a really low staff turnover, we have a really high retention rate with all of our clients. Our clients enjoy working with us, and they enjoy working with the people that we work with as well. This is separate to like cancelling job boards and scrapping cold calling and all of that stuff. Like, I'm not here to say cold calling is dead. I just know that there are higher ROI. There's a higher ROI. There are higher ROI methods when it comes to getting in contact with clients, and sadly, cold calling is at the bottom of the list. So that's one part of it, and the other part is how does that feed into the actual recruiter? So you can imagine the average recruiter who might be working, yes, the first thing in the morning they come across and they're checking in job boards, then they're going to check in all the applications, then they're going to race to sending out CVs, and the clients are going to tell them that they've already seen CVs, then they're going to try and hunt for their own candidates, and they're looking through job boards or asking for referrals. And because they've spent all this time searching for a candidate, this is a typical like recruiter's day, doesn't apply in our company. When that entire day has gone by and they've spent all that time just working on finding candidates or even clients, and the entire morning has gone only to result in potentially no interviews with the client, saying we've already seen the CV, that becomes daunting, and it's almost demoralizing for a lot of recruiters, because they've put in a lot of time, energy and effort into it. And it gets worse when they actually get busy, because when they become really busy, and this is like candidates at interview stage and so on, now all of a sudden they don't have time to go through all the job boards and find all the candidates and find all the clients, and then they end up with a dry pipeline, and that repeats over and over again. So we've built our own system internally, just using literally simple automation and a few remote working employees, and now it's a case where the recruiters who do work for us, there's no real possibility of having a really dry pipeline. And I can say that because everyone who has been working with us, all the recruiters, including the ones who still do, they've seen year-on-year growth. Like every year they've built a little bit more, and in many cases every year they've had a promotion or a pay rise, and that will continue to be the case because we're focused more on retention of clients, of candidates, and employees. And when you consider all of these things together, then yeah, it feeds into the business naturally, and that does mean that regularly we break our best year, including this one, and now we're going into January with the biggest January that we've ever seen, and I expect that to continue, not because I'm I assume it will. It's on the basis that we continue to do the work the way that we do. So I thought I'd share this because, sometimes you don't have to reinvent everything that you're doing. It doesn't have to be completely brand new on everything. There just doesn't need to be a completely new methodology on everything that you do. Sometimes you just have to eliminate the problems, and you've got to pay close attention to it. So that's going to be a similar theme that follows through in this business and in the recruitment business, and certainly others that I'm involved in as well. And that is that I'm paying very close attention to the things that are the biggest problems. And when you consider the biggest problems and how do you eliminate them and how do you get past them so that you can improve the retention rates and the lifetime value of your customers, then that's going to be a consistent theme across all businesses, because at the end of the day, the only reason why our clients pay us is because we do a good job for them, and this is generally across all businesses, and that will continue, meaning that as long as you keep doing a good job for them, they will keep paying you, and as long as what you're doing for them, there's a fair value of exchange, then it will continue. Otherwise, they will leave, and then you have to start looking for new clients, and that cycle will repeat itself over and over again. So that's all for now. See you next one.